What's up, everyone? Inside the ropes one more time here real quick, post-fight. And the new. Crazy, baby. Just watched Errol Spence versus Kell Brooks. Still got it on the TV, as you can probably hear. Matter of fact, you turn that down. Make sure that you're hearing me and not them. And congratulations to Errol Spence. Stopped Kell Brook. Well, Kell Brook kind of stopped himself. The eye got real bad, I guess. Kell Brook definitely seems to have an issue with his eyes lately. But big fight for Errol Spence, man. Huge fight. Coming into this, a lot of people, including myself, questioned whether or not Errol Spence was the real deal, because we hadn't really seen him in there with top level fighters, and a lot of people said it's because top level guys were ducking him, and you can make that argument. That argument's there to be made because Errol Spence has called out some of the top fighters in the world. He's been calling out Keith Thurman for years, and Keith Thurman continues to come up with excuse after excuse why he won't fight Errol Spence. His latest one was that Spence had to prove himself, that he belonged in that area. Well, I guess he just did that. So the fight, though, was excellent, in my opinion. It was a good fight. Become what we expect this year in boxing. We've finally getting the top fighters to square off with each other after years of them just skating around each other. So Kell Brook, hats off to him, though, man. He's a tough dude. Tough dude, man. Came out, fought his heart out. Definitely controlled the early part of this fight. He was countering well. He was quick, sharp. Errol looked a little bit maybe taken by the situation. He was forcing his jab. He was forcing his punches, really. He was really just winging shots, not taking his time like he normally does, setting up his combos, doing what he normally does. He was very tight, very aggressive, just kind of overthrowing everything. And Kell Brook took advantage of that and countered him with some clean shots. Errol Spence showed a lot, in this fight, and really showed how tough he was, too, because he took some big, clean punches in this fight, and he was able to walk through them. And Kell Brook's no joke, ladies and gentlemen. He can hit. Kell Brook can bang, But Errol Spence showed his chin, showed how tough he was. They're actually running some of the highlights of the fight right now. Here, hold on. That's actually the finish. That's one of the knockdowns. You see Kell just kind of crumbling under the pressure of Errol Spence late in the fight. There he is, blinking the eye, and that's when he took a knee about the eye. The corner came up. Hats off to Kell Brook, man. Tough dude. He really tried tonight. And for the first 6 rounds, I had him up. I had him up 4-2. It could have been 3-3, but I did think Brook had edged him out in the first 6 rounds. Second half of the fight was all Errol Spence, man. He really started to take over. And according to Eddie Hearn and Kell Brook, in the 7th round is when the eye started. Spence landed something that broke they think broke the orbital bone on the left side of his face, and he just had surgery on the right side after the Golovkin fight. So that's definitely not a good deal for Kell Brook. We hope he's okay. Hope he lives to fight another day. Hope enough damage hasn't been done to where he can't fight ever again. But the welterweight division continues to give us some great fights right now. A lot of people after Mayweather retired felt like, boxing was going to go on a downward slide in that division, and it's only gotten better. We're kind of getting a more defined look at the division now. Kind of the cream is rising to the top, if you will. Keith Thurman has beaten 2 of the other top welterweights out there in Danny Garcia and Sean Porter. Errol Spence has now dethroned Kell Brook. The question now becomes who goes where, who does what, who fights who. There's a lot of guys out there. There's a lot of guys that are good, solid fighters. Obviously, you would think if you're Keith Thurman, if you're Errol Spence, you want to square off with each other and kind of get this title picture cleared away, figure out who the definitive welterweight kingpin is. But you still got guys like Danny Garcia, Sean Porter. You know, these guys still want their chance and still deserve it. They've been tough guys, and Danny's undefeated. He got one loss, and that's Keith Thurman. But the welterweight division continues to give us fantastic fights. Tonight, Errol Spence took over after the 7th, broke that orbital bone, I think. I mean, that's what it looked like. He said it felt the same way it did against Golovkin, so odds are it's broken. Took over, knew he had Kell Brook hurt by like the 8th or 9th round and really turned it on. Started really just letting his hands go. And all the questions about Errol Spence going into this fight, he answered. Could he turn it up late in the fight? Could he go more than 7-8 rounds? Could he take shots and keep coming? Could he stand up to a big puncher? Kell Brook is a very big puncher. And he answered all the questions tonight. So, Errol Spence Jr., much deserved victory. Hard fought. Really puts his stamp on the division now. You know, people were talking about him before this fight. Now he owns the title. Now he's kind of solidified himself as being one of the top guys in the welterweight division. And the question becomes, what's next? Who's he going to fight next? We'll have to wait and see. But another fantastic night of fights. And another fantastic night of fights from across the pond, man. They're really doing their thing over there, putting on some fantastic shows. Got to give it to them, man. You know, Joshua Klitschko, now this. It just doesn't stop. I'll have to wait to see what comes next. But hopes and prayers for Kell Brook. Hope he's okay. Hope he can bounce back, and hope the eye isn't as bad as the other one was. God forbid he needs surgery again or something. But it did seem pretty bad. He was blinking it out and trying to get it to work out, and he couldn't. He even said in the interview that he was seeing doubles. So hope he's okay. We'll have to wait and see. But congratulations, Errol Spence. Much deserved win. And that's about all I have post-fight. Thanks a lot, guys.